Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. You may have noticed that we're in a different setting today, surrounded by teddy bears. Right mate? Bit rude. Most people now would have noticed that Christmas is very much upon us and it's a little bit intimidating. But if you're somewhat lucky, shall we say, like me, and you have a child who's had their Christmas list planned since July, then you're all good. Or are you? Because when Christmas rolls around, I think most parents can agree that it is difficult. It's a very difficult time, particularly when your child has hundreds, potentially thousands of toys that they don't need. I think Christmas is more difficult these days than it was when I was younger because honestly the toys were quite limited. I only really remember like Barbies and Lego and that kind of thing being about. There wasn't much else. Now kids are absolutely spoilt for choice. I don't even think they fully know what they want. So with all that in mind, I thought I'd just formulate a little list of questions that parents can perhaps ask themselves that will help them make an informed decision on the toys they should be buying their children. Now this isn't a video sort of suggesting toys you can buy. This is just going to narrow it down for you, you know, just help you sift out the crap toys that you don't want clogging up your house. So let's get into the list, shall we? The questions you should ask yourself before buying your kids more toys that they don't need. That is a bit of a title, I'm going to have to shorten that, but for now that's what we're going with, okay? First up, which toys are on offer? Now this can sometimes get you in trouble if you just go straight for the bargains in the shop, because often you have toys on offer that nobody wants. You probably won't want, your kid may not want. You know, if you're going for a toy that's just got £20 off and you're not 100% sure, then maybe don't bother. Next up, and a very important one, might I add, will this toy annoy me? If you don't like noisy toys, you don't like messy toys, there's certain toys that you just want to kick as soon as you look at them, then don't buy it because it has to live in your house at the end of the day. You're the one that's 9 times out of 10 going to end up tidying it. So if you hate the sight of it and you know it's going to piss you off, maybe look for something else. Will it gain the best reaction when it's opened? Now this may be a bit of a selfish question to ask, but you are the child's parent. You are most likely the one that's brought that child into the world. You've carried them for 9 months. You've wiped their smelly arse and their snot and everything else. You want them to give you the best reaction to the present you've bought. Okay, next question is, do they have something similar? Now a few days ago my daughter was asking me for something she already had, which baffles me, and it just goes to show how many toys kids have without realising themselves. Little bit worrying, but yeah, just look out for toys that are very similar to things they've already got. So, you know, how many blonde-haired, blue-eyed Barbies with pink dresses do they need? What takes up less space? I think we're all agreed here. Britain has very small houses, doesn't it? Unless you're rich, unless you're a millionaire and you've got a lot of floor space, then you're gonna live in a tiny little 3-bedroom. So you don't want toys taking up that space. Let's avoid that. And the worst culprits here are toys for babies, like big, bulky, I don't know, like car towers, you know, the things that send stuff whirling down, or Barbie houses that just get everything chucked on them anyway. They're not really a toy anymore, they're a storage facility. Next up is also a very important question you need to ask yourself. What is the easiest thing to tidy up? Now, if you've got a toy that's full of loads of little bits that have their place and need to be arranged in a certain way, or is difficult to get back into a container that it comes with, then maybe avoid that if you don't have patience, much like me. But if it's something that you can just shove in the corner or just put in a box and it's easy, then go for it. The best thing for me, I'll be honest, is Duplo. We have a massive storage box for it. If it's strewn about the living room, it goes straight, it's chucking it across the room and it's done. But if it's silly toys that get everywhere, then you're going to be searching for those bits for about a month, trust me. Will they retain enough interest in what you're getting them? Now, sometimes children can be fickle. You've probably noticed this if you're a parent, and they change their mind very easily when it comes to toys. My daughter has asked me for certain toys on a number of occasions and then never mentions them again, and it's made me so relieved that I didn't buy that particular toy. So you've got to be very careful with certain toys, like gimmicky toys or novelty toys, fucking Hatchimals. I fucking hate. But maybe just try and think to yourself, will my child still play with this in a month's time? Because I've bought toys before and yeah, they're left forgotten, and it's a shame to waste your money on something like that. And the last question, and one I've probably resorted to a number of times, is can I get away with just buying clothes? Probably a thought many parents have had. I certainly have on a number of occasions. Can't quite get away with it with my daughter anymore because she's 5 and obviously clothes are boring, she wants toys. But my son, 100% I can. So I hope these questions may help somebody in some way and help you to just evaluate the long Christmas list you've undoubtedly been given months in advance. Let's face it, this is going to be difficult for all of us. Christmas is a hard time, especially when there's just so much to buy and so much your child wants. It is going to be tricky, it's inevitable, but my thoughts are very much with you. So I wish you all the luck. Go and smash it, mums and dads. You got this.